Hello, Coffee Time friends. How you doing? It's Monday. Y'all remember those days that are extra Monday? It's kind of like one of those days today. Anyhow, we're not cooking tonight. Mama's got some tests she's going to do Wednesday. And she's on a restricted diet, at least until Wednesday. So, we had chicken earlier. Just some chicken. And she went and laid down. She's still getting over the shingles. She's still getting she's got a foot that her toe. We went to the doctor with it today, and they said it's doing good. Just keep it elevated. So she is kind of having a little rough spell right now, but she's fine, and we expect her to be fine. We expect her to be back in this kitchen cooking soon. But life happens. We've talked about that. So yesterday, we was fine yesterday, but we just didn't want to cook a big Southern Sunday lunch. And I don't even remember what we did end up eating. We ate later. We didn't eat at lunchtime. Oh, I know what we ate. Potato soup. I made potato soup. I thought, what did we eat? I know we ate. We just had potato soup. And Mama ate some saltines. She said it was good. I made it. Mama's the potato soup maker, not me. But y'all know she had stents a couple years ago, and the doctor has done tests on it. And she's been tired. I know y'all have said, Mama looks tired. Well, she has been tired, but she has shingles. So all that combined, it's just one of those times, Mama's 76. She looks younger, but she does have tests from time to time. She has procedures from time to time, just like all folks do. Like we all do. We all have those kind of things. So we're hoping after this week we'll be back to a regular schedule and all that. But until then, you'll have to bear with us. And her diet's very limited, bland, and not so much, no red meat, she said. Just hang off all that. Lay off all that. So we've been doing chicken, and more chicken. I may try to look up some fish tomorrow. Heart healthier stuff. So we'll see what Wednesday's test results are. It may be Thursday or Friday before we get everything together. But anyhow, we may do some replays. We may not be on every night this week, but it's just simply because real life is going on. So I'm just having coffee. I had chicken with Mama earlier. I'm the same. Oh, I can say. I'm certainly not going to cook anything she can't eat, and I'm not going to eat anything she can't eat. I just wouldn't do that because she'd smell it and she'd think, that smells good. I ain't going to do that. I ain't that hungry for anything. So anyhow, it is rainy here today, and it's 71 right now. Fall weather is here. I don't know if I didn't really realize it was having rain today. What are you all having? We love you both. Well, thank you, Deb. What kind of weather are y'all having? Please tell Mama we love her and pray for her. Thank you, Teresa. We will certainly tell her that. Would she try salmon? She has before, Dawn. She told me the other night that she didn't remember when I fixed it last. But I remember when I fixed it last, I put y'all's lime pepper on it, I believe, didn't I? Because I remember I used some lime. But Mama is not. She's a picky eater. Now, she'll tell you she ain't too picky, but she is. She's picky. She likes the regular country mashed potatoes, green beans, those kind of things. And she's not big on green vegetables at all. Green beans is about that green thing she'll like. The broccoli the other night, she was not impressed with my broccoli skills. But I like her. I like the broccoli. Hello, Donna. How are you? Tell Mama to feel better soon. Cindy, we're working hard on that. She had a series of things going on. I knew she wasn't feeling as well. And I told her, I said, I think, we need to... And she has a doctor's appointment with her heart doctor every 6 months. I said, I think we need to up that. And we had discussed that. I said, you don't seem to feel as good as you did. Well, she went to, she's diabetic. So she went to the doctor 2 weeks ago with her foot. She just woke up and she had a water blister looking on it. It's what we thought it was. well, anytime diabetics' feet have any problems. So I immediately called and said, can she get and see her general practitioner? Well, when she did, she said, I want to admit it. I want to go to the ER and let them test, and probably this could be cellulitis. So we didn't even hesitate. We went directly, and it was cellulitis. So it is hurting. It's not bad at all. We went back today for a checkup. She says it's looking great. It just takes a while. It takes a while to get that healed up. So we're soaking it. We're doing everything we're supposed to do. But while she was there, they wanted, I said, is there any way we can get an appointment with her heart doctor? Because it's in the same hospital. And so her heart doctor said, yeah. And she said, and, if these are the things, I wanted some more tests. So we're doing some more tests. And that's where we are now. And we're hoping and having faith everything's going to be great. But she's just not feeling the best right now. And she'll push, and she'll keep on, doing videos or doing things around here and stuff. And I said, no. This is one time, Mama, you're going to take it easy, and you're not pushing to do anything. I just want you to relax until all your tests are in, and we see where we are. She's just been tireder. Like going to the mailbox. She says, I'm just worn out. Time to get back. I said, Mama, that ain't like you. You used to walk up the road. You used to be out in the yard, And she said, I know. I just don't feel like it anymore. I'm just tired of it. So that's the reason I want her to have some more tests. I mean, if she's feeling that tired, there's a reason. Because Mama's a go-getter. She's like a butterfly. She's all the time buzzing around. So, I just want to be sure. So, this week, she's probably just going to lay low and relax, rest. And that's what I want to do. And we'll do the tests. We're going to thought the tests were going to be tomorrow, but they're going to be Wednesday. And it's not the first time that we've had to do that. And it's just a good idea to always stay on top of everything. Mama's so blessed. I'm blessed to have her, Sandra Kay. I'll do whatever I can for her. I'm 100% on Mama's team. And a lot of people say, well, how come you live with your mama, John? Mama is perfectly capable. She's very independent. But her sugar is not high all the time. She's doing very much with it. But her sugar level will drop in the middle of the night while she's sleeping. And when she gets up, she's not cognitive of how low it is, or she knows it's low, but she'll get up and try to come into the kitchen to get something, or even if she's got something on her bedside table. And she had fallen 2 or 3 times because she gets up and she's just not stable, and she has fallen. And she'd done that when Dad was alive. Dad's been passed for 7 years. And, but he was always here with her, And so when he passed, she did stay here by herself for, I don't remember how long. And she was so independent. She said, no, I'm fine. I don't, we're fine. Just leave things the way they are. Because I had my house. And then someone knocked on the door at 11:30 one night. This was a carport then. Before we turned it into dining room and then built a garage over there. So someone knocked on the door that was here then. And Maggie went crazy. And I guess scared him off. And at that time, they were breaking into houses like that. They were knocking on doors, even saying, this is the police, or saying, I need to use your phone, or we've been in an accident, just different things. And then they were robbing people. And so she called me, and I came straight up here, and it was a 1-minute drive. I mean, it's around the loop. I looked everywhere, I couldn't find anything, and I said, I don't see anybody. And I said, do you want me to stay over here tonight? And for the first time, she said, I think you should. And I thought, that shook her up. And so I did stay that night, and I stayed a couple more nights. It was Thursday or something, I don't remember. Anyhow, I brought my stuff over, and I stayed a couple more nights. And I was going to go home that night. And we ate, and I guess we filmed. And it just got late. And I said, I think I'll just go ahead and stay tonight. Because I've always had a bedroom here. When I was a kid, right on up through, Mama never did change my bedroom. It wasn't like when I moved out, she turned into a sewing room or nothing. So I said, I think I'll stay tonight and I'll go home tomorrow. I'll get all my stuff together and go home tomorrow and leave you alone for a while. And she said, oh, you can stay as long as you want to. That night, it must have been a God thing. Because that night I heard a commotion. And she had gotten up, her sugar was low, and she fell backwards over a heater. The heater was shut off when it landed. It was a safety feature, thank goodness. It wasn't the type, it was the type that has the flames, but they weren't real. There was a blower on the bottom that got hot and blew it out the bottom. So she didn't get burnt, but typical Mama. I rushed down the hall. I was like, Mama, where you at? Because I really didn't even know where the noise come from. I am fine. Go on back to bed. I flipped the light on, and there she was on the floor with one leg over the heater. I said, okay, you have fallen over top of the heater backwards, and you think I should just go back to bed? Just move this heater, she said. Well, I moved the heater, of course. I was already in the process of doing that. And we got her up. She got up basically on her own. And she said, my sugar's low, and I thought I was going forward, and I must not have been. I said, I think you wasn't, Mama. So we got her sugar straightened up, first of all. And so then I thought, I better stay another day. Well, then as that went over my mind, I'm over at my house thinking, I hope she don't fall tonight. I thought, this is crazy. So I started staying over here more and more, and then gradually it just led to, I just moved over here and I rent my house. And but it was just because of that, in the middle of the night, her sugar would drop to low. She don't realize it. So now we're doing the graham crackers and peanut butter before she goes to bed, and that has really helped her. And I'm not saying that'll help everybody, but it has helped her. And we're trying to eat a little differently. And like a lot of times, when we're filming, it'll be this time, or she'll eat something and she won't eat as much because we try to do the 4 to 5 hours before she goes to bed, kind of thing. So all that helps, but I've just noticed she's not been feeling as good, and she's been getting tireder. And that was the symptoms she had 3 years ago when she needed stents and other things. And with stents, sometimes they do have to be expanded or whatever. So they're going to be checking all that on Wednesday, and we have no reason not to think everything's going to be fine. And if I knew more, I'd tell you more. But it's just a good practice when you don't feel well and you see a different in what you feel. It's a good idea to have a check, especially when you already have pre-existing conditions. So we tell you all the time, we're real here. We're real life, and this is just the way it is. So right now, our videos are not going to be cooking every night, and there may be some nights that we'll load something else. But I did yesterday. I was going to cook yesterday. I forget what she said. Oh, chicken pot pie, she said. Well, you could do chicken pot pie or something. And I said, okay. And I get to thinking about it, and she said, I said, you really want chicken pot pie? And she said, I could just eat some potato soup. And I thought, that's what she wants. And I said, I think I'll just load a vintage one, something that we did in the past. And I found the fried cornbread, and I like the fried cornbread. So I thought this would be a good one. So I just wanted to give her the day off. And same as tonight. She was going to come in here and sit here, and she's already eaten. She wasn't going to eat. And she said, you could fix you something. I said, Mama, we don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. I want you to rest. So she's in there watching TV. And propping that foot up with that cellulitis on her foot. And the doctor told her, said, keep it elevated, keep it soaked like we have been doing. You're doing great. And so that was all good news. We like that. and keeping that foot elevated the way it's supposed to be. She's bad about even when she don't feel well, or even when she has something like that foot, and it's not bad, but you don't want to let it get bad. It's not up her leg; it's just on the end of her toe. But we've kept an eye on it. We've kept right on top of that business. We don't want that to go anywhere else. And I told her, you're going to rest more, because she's bad about it, even when she feels bad. Getting up, doing her regular, push, push, push. Mama's a pusher. A lot of y'all are pushers, and you don't need to always push. There comes a time when you can say, I ain't pushing. If it don't come natural, I'm going to relax. I'm going to rest and enjoy the day. And that's what I want her to do. It's more me than it is her. She would push right on. I'm the one that said, nope, we ain't pushing. I can tell you're tired. You're going to rest. So we've got her on extra rest until we get all the tests done Wednesday. So y'all say a prayer for it, and we take you on our little journeys. We take you with us, whatever's going on, and this is what's going on right now. Hope your mother is having. Let's see, what does that say? Maria, great. Yes, I do whatever I can to support Mama. That was my daddy's only request of me, was take care of your Mama. I know I don't have to ask, he said. But he knew his time was coming to a short end, and he said, take care of your Mama. And I said, I will. He said, I do. I really do. No, you will. So that was, my Mama and Daddy have been, to me, the world's best parents. I know you all think the same, and that's great. I hope you do. I was the only child. Mama had 3 other pregnancies that failed, and I guess that made her more thankful to get one. And I was spoiled. Let me finish that. I was spoiled, but I was taught. I was taught values, and I didn't get everything I asked for, and I didn't get by with everything. One thing about being an only child, and you onlys out there know this, you have nobody to blame it on. You can't say he did it, she did it, they did it. If something happened, you did it. You are guilty. So it wasn't like, that I could say, I didn't do it. Well, who did do that? It had to be pretty well me. But I was taught well, and there was consequences for actions when I was growing up. And there were certain things that just were not questioned. Would never have dreamed as a child of questioning. If your mom and dad told you something, or my mom and dad, I knew how far I could go with, can I please? No. And if they said to me, don't ask again, I didn't. Didn't. And it wasn't out of fear, it was out of respect. Like, I never had a curfew. Never. When I started driving, when I was in high school, they never told me what time to come home. But let me tell you what happened. I always knew what was expected. Being here by 11:30, that's when we go to bed. And that's what we used to do when we went to bed, was when the news, 11:15, the weather come on. And we'd set up to the weather, and then we went to bed. That's the way we've always done it. So one night I stayed out till, I was grown. I was 17, I was 16, going on 17. And we went out somewhere, and I stayed out till 12 o'clock. I come in, I was grown, I can do that. And when I came in, Mama was sitting in her chair. I said, well, why are you up so late? She said, I wasn't going to go to bed till you came in. I had to make sure you got in. I said, Mom, you got to be up at She got up at 4:30 then. And she said, I know, but I still couldn't sleep. There was no sense going to bed. I just wanted to make sure you got in. I said, well, I hate that I stayed out. I didn't mean to. She goes, that's okay. From then on, I was home by 11 or 11:15. I just set my own curfew. I said, if I don't get home, Mama will be up. Now, there was times, like on a Friday night or something, we would do something different. And small community, you knew where you was or something, She knew where I was, it wouldn't be anything. And I would stay out a little later or something like that. It wasn't like I was, deprived. But I knew that Mom and Dad both would worry until I come in. And I never was told to call or any of that either. But I always knew if I was going to go somewhere to do something after school or whatever, I'd call. And it was just a built-in respect thing. And I think they brought me up with that notion all my life. So when I did get grown, kids think they're grown before we really are. But when I did feel grown and on my own a little bit, I still had respect. And even into adulthood. To real adulthood, 20s and 30s. And even when I would be living off, I've lived in different places. I've moved around a little bit, as when I did get a job and started doing things. I wouldn't see them every day, and I wouldn't be home every day, but I would call, check in, most every day or every other day or whatever. They knew that everything was fine. I didn't want them worrying. That was one of my things. I never did want them to worry. But even when I lived, several hours away, they knew when I was in, or not every day, but a lot of days. Because I wanted to make sure they were okay. Because Dad had been sick. Dad was sick. He was sick longer, but he was really sick, dialysis for 10 years, 9 years and some months. So when you have a parent on dialysis and you have a parent and you don't have brothers and sisters, I got some great first cousins, and they always, I call them Mama's favorite son. They're always around and they always help out, but you still feel, I want to make sure everything's okay. So it kind of gives you a different perspective on everything. I was going to fix tonight, if I hadn't had chicken, I was going to have macaroni and tomatoes just because I've been craving them. Do y'all like macaroni and tomatoes? And I don't want bacon grease in mine. That's one of the things, and it's just I just don't like the flavor of the bacon grease in the macaroni and tomatoes. I just want macaroni, elbow macaroni, and tomatoes. And I love it. I've had it a couple of times this season, when tomatoes and stuff have been in. But I thought, I may cook some macaroni and tomatoes tonight. That's what I was thinking earlier. And then we had chicken, and I thought, Mama, we ate about 5-ish today. And we didn't film or anything. We just ate chicken. And that was it. Chicken and a few potatoes. That was it. And so that's been our routine this week. But now, I don't know what we'll cook tomorrow. Maybe macaroni and tomatoes. Do y'all like macaroni and tomatoes? Is that just a me thing? Yes, it's delicious. Lori, oh yeah. Love macaroni and tomatoes. Chris, I do too. I love macaroni and tomatoes. I like it with a meal, and I like it as a meal. I love macaroni and tomatoes just as a meal. Just a big old bowl of elbow macaroni and some delicious tomato. I like homegrown canned tomatoes that's been put up with them. Now, I don't use that in my chili. I've touched on before, because I'll use store-bought tomato juice and diced tomatoes. They're good. But when I'm going to be adding chili powder and seasonings to those tomatoes, I hate to waste that homegrown flavor. It may up it a notch or two, but I don't miss it in chili or taco or anything like that. If I'm going to do chili or taco powder in it, taco seasoning, I'm probably not going to mess up my good homegrown tomatoes. Now, at one time we had plenty of them, and we would have, Mama would maybe can 50 quarts. We might have used them then, but I think this year she got 3 or 4 pints and a quart or two of tomatoes canned, and that'll do us for a while. But you just don't have a plenty of them, as they say. So I don't waste my homegrown tomatoes with chili and tacos and stuff that's going to be changed, and you really can't even taste the tomato anyway. But now macaroni and tomatoes, you can taste that good homegrown tomato in there. I always tell Mom, I can taste the country sunshine in that. And there's just that flavor of that fresh tomato that I'm talking about. I like a little sugar in mine. Now, Joan, I don't in my macaroni and tomatoes, but I do make scallop tomatoes, we call them. It's just a 9x9 or 8x8 casserole dish of tomatoes with sugar, and then I put light bread on it, and then I sprinkle sugar on top of that and bake it. That bread gets good. You can put butter too if you want to, and I have in the past, but I don't always. You let that bread toast on top of there with that crystallized sugar. You can cut down and you hear that crunch, and you got those sweet stewed tomatoes. Basically is what you got, and it's so good. We call them scalloped tomatoes. Mama makes her mama's recipe called tomato dumplings, and that's a little different, and I think we made those not long ago. But the light bread and the sugar and all that's a little different, and so is the tomato dumplings a little different. But they're all good. They're all good and tasty. I love macaroni and tomatoes, Pam. I do too, and I get to craving them. And if I don't have homegrown tomatoes, like when I've lived, out on my own, I didn't never take Mama's home stuff because they never cooked much, to be honest with you. When I was, just me cooking, I'd grab something to go out, or we would go out as friends, or something, or I would have a few things there, just staples. But I would eat them with canned tomatoes from the store with macaroni, and they were so good. I love them. I really do. Macaroni and tomatoes and macaroni and cheese are two things that I'll never tire of. I can always eat either one of those. And like I said, either one of those can be a side dish for something else, but I can take either one of those and eat them as a main meal. But we've talked about that before. Mom and I can do that. Now, Dad, he had his set routine of what he ate, and that's pretty much what he would eat. Like, he would never eat just macaroni and cheese. He said, what are you going to have with this? You have to have something else. Mama has made macaroni and cheese before, and we'll just sit down and eat it in a bowl. And we've done macaroni and tomatoes thousands. That's been almost what we do. It's just one dish wonder there. But Mama's always been that way. I remember one time she fixed butter potatoes and cornbread, and she was going to do pork chops. And when she opened the pork chops, she didn't care for the way they looked because they'd been frozen. And she said, I just don't like the way they look. And that was it. If she don't like the way they look, you eat. And she said, what can we have? I said, do we have to have anything? I can eat these stewed potatoes and this cornbread. And she said, well, I can too. I was fixing it for you. I said, don't fix it for me. Let's eat. We sat down and ate stewed potatoes and cornbread and was happy as we could be. That was a delicious meal. And we don't care a bit to do that kind of thing. Macaroni with butter and garlic, salt, and ketchup. Lois, I've never had that before. I ate macaroni with tomato soup. And Kathy, that would be probably something I would like. Longshoremen. Yes, pray for the longshoremen. They are going on strike tonight. Okay. Let's do remember all the first responders that are out there. Tennessee has been hit hard. We've had some towns that literally were washed off the face of the map. just whole townships and roads just gone. Vehicles just washed away. Houses, businesses. It's sad to even see it. I couldn't imagine living it. Some people have lost businesses and homes and all their. I mean, just literally everything they had worked for has just washed away. It's. I think some places got 14, 15 inches of rain. Now here we didn't even have our regular flooding. We have certain places here that floods with 2 or 3 inches of rain in a short amount of time. We didn't even have that much. We've had a slow, steady drizzles of rain for 3 days. It's had quite a bit of rain. But I've not known of our creeks getting out of the banks or our ponds getting out of the banks like they often do. We get some pretty big floods here. But we have been very blessed not to have. The storm hooked around us. It could just as easily hooked through us. But we were very blessed not to have that. But the places that did get it, they need our prayers. Just pray for they're doing water relief. They're doing truckloads of things. They're sending diapers. These folks have nothing. Shelter relief. There's a lot of folks that surely could be lifted up in prayer. And I hope y'all will do that as you pray. So I'm having coffee. I know it's 7:40, but I'm still having my coffee. So I'm having coffee, and like I said, we ate earlier, and that's unusual for us, but, we can do unusual every once in a while. So I don't know what we'll do tomorrow evening. We'll find out, see how Mama feels. If she feels good tomorrow evening, I'm sure she'll want to be right in here. And Wednesday we may not have a video because we will be testing that day. But we'll keep you updated on whatever's going on. And we'll just carry on from there. We have friends that have lost loved ones today, and my heart goes out to them, and our prayers go up for them. And it just seems like it's a strange time. It seems like a lot is going on. And just remember flooding and deaths and sicknesses and all that. It's just, just remember it. So I don't know what the weather's going to be tomorrow. Whatever it is, we'll take it. That's just all the choice we have, isn't it? But anyway, that's just want to come on to y'all tonight and talk a minute and just give you an update. I think some people have a lot of questions of, are y'all okay? I think they thought we posted a replay yesterday because of the flooding, but it wasn't. I was going to do Southern Sunday lunch, but then Mama really didn't want to eat anything except a little bit of potato soup. So I knew, that wasn't going to take long to do. Potato soup, the way we fix it, the way she likes it, is simply potatoes boiled and a little cornstarch slurry and a little salt and a little pepper. That's Mama's potato soup. Now me, I can mess it up in a hurry. I like a little onion. I like a little green onion diced up in it. I like cheese in it. Maybe a dollop or two of sour cream in it. Daddy used to say, won't you make some of your potato soup? Which meant he wanted onions in it. And he would act like he didn't want Mama to hear it. She'll get mad. I want yours instead of hers. But Mama didn't care. But Mama makes hers like her mama and her daddy. I think her daddy was the potato soup maker. So she makes hers just like he did. And Daddy wanted cheese and onions in his. And sometimes. Now he liked hers. But every once in a while, the same with cornbread or potato cakes, he would say, make some of your potato cakes. Which mine usually meant onions. He wanted onions in his potato. Mama don't put onions in her potato cakes either. I fixed some the other day, not long ago, and she did like them. She said, those were pretty good, but I didn't put too much onion in them. But Mama has trouble with her stomach sometimes with just digesting stuff. And so that's the reason a lot of times she won't eat it. And she don't like to eat Like a lot of times we'll eat something on Saturday at lunch that she would not eat at supper time on a 6:30 night. We're just too soon going to bed, and she don't want that. So, but that's it. That's what's going on here at the farm. You all just say a prayer for it. We are testing this week on her heart and stuff, and just making sure. And it's nothing. She's had symptoms before, and we're hoping that it'll be very similar, and they can get her going fine, and everything will be great. Just say a prayer for it, and we'll pray for you, and you pray for us, and we'll all get through. Y'all have a good night, and have a blessed tomorrow. Bye bye.